Hello, I'm Orla Allen, medium and author, and these are my Learn Tarot cards. If you haven't seen the other videos, please go back and watch them before you watch this video. This is the final video. Okay, this is my second attempt at recording this because my battery died just at the very second I was finished the last one. So here we go again. So the first card we have is the Tower card, and the Tower card you can see here is on fire. Now the Tower card is what we think our hopes and dreams and aspirations are. And obviously it's quite drastic to see those hopes and dreams go up on fire. But there's an element with this card where we're too focused on the material possessions. We're too focused on what we think we want. Having the perfect house, having the perfect family, having the perfect car, having the perfect holidays, having the perfect life. And that just simply isn't going to bring you any joy. It isn't going to bring you any happiness. So this card is almost like hitting a reset button. So it's like, let's go back to the start. Let's forget about all of what we think we want and let's go back to the start and reassess the whole thing and then start again fresh. So I feel like there's elements with this card where the person that the card is for are slightly misguided. They have they think they know what they want, but what they think they want and what will make them happy are completely different things. Next up, we have the Star card, and the Star card very much comes forward to say that you are the star in your own life. It talks about reaching for more, reaching for the stars, aiming for higher, that you're capable of so much more than you're doing at the moment. This card also implies a certain element of imposter syndrome. So it kind of feels like the client in question doesn't feel like they're good enough or that they're capable of achieving whatever their goals are or whatever they ultimately want. And this card comes forward to say, do you know what? Even though you feel that way, it isn't true. You should be reaching for more than you're going for at the moment. And do you know what? Sometimes we don't achieve what we reach for, but we almost achieve it. And if we aim for more than we think we want or we think we're capable of, we will get more. So we might not get exactly what we think we want, but we will get more than we're aiming for at the moment. There is also the element with this card where she's pouring the water into the pond and she's pouring some water behind her into the ground. So the one at the ground she isn't looking at, which means that it's unforeseen. So there's stuff which is going on in the background that we're not really focused on. So it could be where somebody is belittling the person, or it could be where the situation is belittling the person, where they don't feel, maybe the working environment isn't as good as it should be, or the people who should be supporting her aren't supporting her. So there's reasons why she's got this imposter syndrome. There's reasons why she doesn't feel like she can reach for the stars. And I don't feel like it's through any fault of her own. It's through other people or situations round about her. But the main important thing with this card is that she is the star in her life and she can achieve her goals. Then we have the Moon card. Now the Moon card comes forward with two dogs on it, and you've got a wild dog or a fox, and you've got like a pet dog, a tame dog. So this card's very much talking about the duality. You'll see also there's the moon and the sun overlapping each other. So it's talking about balance. It's talking about where you need balance. And it's talking about where you need to decide which side you're going to aim for. So it kind of feels like, well, if you go too much on one side and not enough on the other, then that's going to have a knock-on effect with whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. I'm also very aware of the crustacean at the bottom of the card with the water. So it kind of feels like something's nipping at your heels, so it's time sensitive and it's a journey that you're on. Now, if you look at either side, both sides are very similar. There's a tower block pretty much at the same distance on both sides. Now the tower, like I was just saying in the tower card, is about where you are achieving your goals, where you're getting your kind of material goals that you have are manifesting themselves for you. So I kind of feel like it doesn't really matter which side you take. It doesn't matter which path you take, you're always going to ultimately get the goals that you're looking for. There is also the element with this card where you need to take a wee step back, meditate, reflect on the situation, make sure that everything you're trying to achieve is exactly what you want to achieve, and that the realization of the situation is going to be how you think it's going to be in your head. So just make sure that you're thinking clearly, you're keeping the thoughts positive, and you're deciding which way you want to go or which path you want to take. Then we have the Sun card, which is a fabulous card because the sun is, it's the source of life for most things. Plants wouldn't survive without it. We wouldn't survive without it. We need the vitamin D for it. So it energizes us. It fills us with energy and power, and it's upliftment because every time you see the sun, there's this element of happiness and holidays and that sort of thing. So that's the energy within this card. If you look at the child's sitting on the horse without a saddle. There's no reins on the horse. The child's sitting there with no clothes on. There's no restrictions to the child. There's no restrictions to the horse. And the child feels perfectly comfortable to be sitting there with their arms spread. So there's this element of kind of like youthfulness, faith in the future, faith in the horse, faith in the journey, like a kind of blind faith almost. And that's the energy that this card makes you feel. So that's the energy that the sun gives you. It uplifts you and it helps you to move forward and believe in yourself and believe in your situation. Then we have the Judgment card. Now, if you look at the angel, that's Archangel Gabriel because it's the trumpet that he's blowing. And Archangel Gabriel talks about communication. Now, the Judgment card is where judgment's being passed. Now, if you look at the three people at the back, they've all got their hands up in the air. They're reaching for, they're welcoming in this judgment on themselves. But a wee couple and the child at the front, if you notice, he has his hands close to his chest and he's kind of pointing up the way, but he's not really kind of got his arms spread like the others have. His head's also at a really strange, awkward angle. And the wife's reaching across the child. Now, the child's got his arms up, just like the others, but it's almost like the husband's holding back and the mother's trying to get more from the husband. So it kind of feels like there's been a little bit of give and take, but one person's been doing more giving and one person's been doing more taking. And this is Gabriel coming forward to pass judgment on the situation and to help things become more balanced and to help things kind of shift back into to kind of shift the power dynamic back to where it should have been in the first place. So there's an element with this card of where people are realizing that whoever was blamed for the situation or whoever they thought was responsible for the situation isn't actually responsible for the situation, and the truth's kind of being revealed, that there's been more given on one side and more taken on the other. And finally, we have the World card. And the World card comes forward to say that the world's at your feet. So it's the ultimate goal. It's where you can have it all. It's the realization of all your dreams. It's basically the world essentially at your feet. Now, if you look at the four corners, you've got an angel, you've got like a hawk, you've got a lion, and you've got a bull. Anywhere there's four, this talks about where there's more stability, there's more balance. Everything's kind of nicely balanced out there between the spiritual angel and the spiritual bird that flies high in the sky. And you've got the bull and the strength at the bottom, which talks about kind of the energetic level of things and that you have the strength to do whatever it is that you need to, and you have the energy and the power to push forward with it through the bull. It's a perfect circle around the outside, so it's almost like the girl in the centre is protected, and she has two batons which look a bit like candles with flames burning on both sides. So she basically has whatever it is that she wants. Whatever it is she's trying to create, it's right there waiting for her. She just has to reach out and take it. So that's all the cards. They're just a quick overview of each card. I will be running my tarot course again in January, where I will go into more detail about each individual card and how to read them and how to put them together, and the different ways in which you need to interpret the cards depending on what ones are side by side. So this will be an online course if you're interested. My email address is in my bio. So please feel free to drop me an email if you want to ask any questions. And my tarot book will hopefully be coming out the middle of next year. So thank you for watching. I hope you made it through to the end. And no doubt I'll speak to you all again very soon.